Today is a very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of Jagat Guru, Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupad. According to Indian calendar, it is today. Today also there was big festival there in Mayapur Dham, in Chaitanya Mat, in front of his Samadhi Mandir. All Vaishnavas of different mats, they came and they spoke the glories of Prabhupada. So main program was today. Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur, there was a need for him to appear in this world, because after the disappearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates and his successors, and after Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu disappeared, then there was a darkness in the horizon of Gauriya Vaishnavism, because so many pseudo-sects cropped up and they were claiming we are practicing and propagating the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they were doing just the opposite, doing immoral activities in the name of, like Parakiya Bhajan, then practicing illicit sex connection and smoking and other so many moral activities in different varieties, or exploiting, like we are from such families, only we can be gurus, and charging money for taking darshan of Diti of Mahaprabhu, and so many things were happening. And people in Bengal, what to say elsewhere, even the people of Bengal, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, they lost faith in the Mahaprabhu's creed by seeing these things going on in the name of Mahaprabhu. Especially intelligent, educated persons, they were totally disgusted with, they hated Mahaprabhu's teaching. So Mahaprabhu was thinking, I came to give mercy to all, but this thing happened. It's a very sad plight, very sad situation. And all the books were there at that time. Vedas, 4 Vedas, then Upanishads, then Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Bhagavad Gita, then Chaitanya Charitamrita, the books of the Goswamis, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sat Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami, Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sanatana Goswami. All these pure devotional books were there, but no one could understand what is the actual meaning, because it is not possible by intellect. Without being surrendered, one cannot understand. That is why so many these pseudo-sects cropped up, and Totaram Das Babaji Maharaj, he was a perfected Siddha Babaji. He was doing bhajan in Vrindavan. He named 13 Apasampradayas. They also called him to Navadip to solve the problem with one king who wanted to stop the worship of Mahaprabhu, that of Vishnu Priya, because some Smarta Brahmins, they said that there is famine in this district because some people are worshipping man as God, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they were attacking, so even that the deity of Vishnu Priya, those who were worshipping, they hid him in basement. No one knew where he was, because they were afraid maybe they will come and destroy the deity. So devotee and king also was on their side from Krishnanagar. So devotees, they were disturbed, and they called Totarandas Babaji Maharaj from Vrindavan to come. He came there and he proved by all scriptural evidences and by his pure realization that really Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Juga Avatar, is Bhagavan. By giving all evidences from Puranas, from Bhagavatam, from Upanishads, also Rukma, Varna, all he gave. and he proved that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord himself, his object to worship, then that worship was again, they did never stop worshipping, but they were worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inside one basement. No one knew. Secretly they were worshipping. They were never stopped. Like in the case of Gopal in Govardhan, that worship was stopped. But Madhavendra Puri revived. But here they did not stop. Only in secret they were doing. But then they again put up. So Tota Ramdas Babaji is saying, seeing what is going on, he named 13 Apasampradayas. Aul, Baul, Kartavaja, Nera, Darvesh, Sai, Sahajya, Sakibeki, Jad Gosai, those who think were born Brahmins or born Gurus by family connection only. And Chura, Dhari, Sakibeki, Gaurango Nagori, they think we can worship Gaurango as a playboy. And this 13, Tota Kohe Tera Sanganahikori. Tota Ramdas Babaji says you should not associate with this Apasampradaya because you will be misled into wrong activities. That is not the teaching of Mahaprabhu, which is pure prema. So that was going on, and no surrendered soul. So Mahaprabhu had to send his own man, his own person. First, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Kamala Manjari from Golok Vrindavan. He appeared as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and by his own pure example, and by writing so many books explaining the real teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu based on Chaitanya Charitamrita, books of the Goswamis, he explained in simple Bengali language, and by his own pure character, he was preaching pure devotion and pure chanting. And then also Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying to Jagannath in Puri that I need someone who will spread this. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born in Puri, and even Jagannath Dev stopped his chariot there for 3 days when Prabhupada, Bimala Prasad, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was only 6 months old, but Jagannath would not move from that house, not going further for 3 days. Then only when Bhagavati Devi, mother of Prabhupada, she brought that child in front of Jagannath, and Jagannath, that garland fell from Jagannath on Prabhupada, and also Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave him that first solid food samskara, Jagannath Prasad. Then Jagannath was ready to move further. He wanted to show, here my person appeared. And through him, that prophecy also of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was fulfilled. Prithivite ache joto nagar adigram sarvatra prachar hoive mornam. How many villages, towns, cities there are in this world. Everywhere my name will be preached. This prophecy became fulfilled through Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He expanded himself through his own disciples and spread this everywhere. So Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj practically did this. He spread all over the world this Nama Sankirtan, being empowered by Prabhupada, who was himself empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. So during his first period of life, Bimala Prasad was fully devoted to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Not in the sense of child to father, but as a disciple to Guru. He would assist him in all preaching and in publishing. At that time these printing presses came out, so he would proofread the books, print, and for magazines, all this. He learned at that time. And then also he was in charge of one mat in Puri, but because he was so strict in following principles of morality, that is Shastric principles, and speaking against anti-devotional activities, many became disturbed with him and they made an opposition. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him that he should go to Mayapur and do bhajan there in secluded place. And there also he met Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj in Swananda Sukha Kunja, took Diksha from him by the order of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was his Harinam Guru. And also Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was old and playing the pastime of rheumatism, he did not move. But some Smarta Brahmins, they were attacking Vaishnavas, that you are a low caste. So they were committing offenses. So Vaishnavas, they wanted to have some debate. They wanted to invite Bhaktivinoda Thakur to refute the arguments of those Smarta Brahmins. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I cannot go, but I'm sending Bimala Prasad, white cloth, Bimala Prasad, Prabhupada at that time. He already was writing commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita during the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, sometimes speaking Harikatha in front of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was always fully satisfied with him, as we heard from Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Maharaj. He was instructed by Gaur Kishore Das Babaji and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you should remain with Siddhanta Saraswati. He is the real man. He is the real devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so you should remain with him under his guidance. Then Prabhupada went there and he refuted all those arguments and established pure Vaishnavism as superior to Brahmin, ordinary Brahmins. And that time Vaishnava, one prominent Vaishnava, that time he told to Bhaktivinoda Thakur that you, what you started doing to revive pure devotion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is your successor, he can do it. We saw his character there, spiritual character, and also knowledge of Shastra and everything, and how he appropriately, without hurting anyone, with giving due respect, not desiring respect for himself, he refuted them and established pure Vaishnava Dharma. So he's your successor. So also, some time before Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur disappeared from this world, he wrote one letter to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That was in 1910, 4 years before disappearance of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes. Saraswati, people of this world who are proud of their own aristocratic birth, like Brahmins, cannot attain real aristocracy. Therefore, they attack the pure Vaishnavas, saying they have taken birth in low-class families because of their sins. That is offense. Thus, they commit offenses. The solution to the problem is to establish the order of Deva Varna Ashram Dharma, something you have started doing. You should know that to be the real service to the Vaishnavas. We heard on that day by Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Maharaj, he also could not clearly understand at first what Bhaktivinoda Thakur meant until it was put into practice by Prabhupada. That is, one should be engaged in the service of Krishna according to his qualities, not according to his birth. If he has Brahminical qualities, he will do such service in this world. If he has Kshatriya qualities, he will do like this, all with a view to facilitate devotion to Krishna, but that should be based on qualities, not on birth alone. So that will help all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur here meant that will help all those who are committing offenses. They will understand that is wrong, and to Vaishnavas also they will So, because pure devotional conclusions are not being preached, pure Siddhanta are not being preached, all kinds of superstitions and bad concepts are being called devotion by such pseudo-sampradayas as Sahajya and Atibari. Please always crush these anti-devotional concepts by preaching pure devotional conclusions and by setting an example through your personal conduct. This is the point. One has to teach by his own example. And Prabhupada was like that. Pure devotees, very strong in principles. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur told him, you have to do this by your own example, to show what is actual devotion and what is not. Please make a great effort so you can start parikrama of Sridham Navadip as soon as possible. Because Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he revealed Navadip Dham and many places there. So it is important for devotees to visit those places of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. It is by those actions that everyone in this world will receive Krishna Bhakti. During the time of Bhaktivedanta Thakur, there was no parikrama. He wrote book, Navadip Dham Mahatmya, but practically it was started by Prabhupada. Please try very hard to make sure that the service to Sri Mayapur will become a permanent thing and will become brighter and brighter every day. Here it means the Jogapit, Mayapur, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada also made that arrangement for that big temple to be built, and that seva is going on brighter and brighter every day. The real service to Sri Mayapur can be done by acquiring printing presses, distributing devotional books, and Sankirtan preaching. Please do not neglect to serve Sri Mayapur or to preach for the sake of your own reclusive bhajan. So you should not do bhajan in alone only for you. Don't neglect to serve Mayapur or don't neglect preaching. When I am not present anymore, please take care to serve Sri Mayapur Dham, which is so dear to you. This is my special instruction to you. So if someone goes there today, he can see there was nothing there before. Only one thatched hut there in Jogapit. But now if you go, you can see how by the Prabhupada's grace service to Mayapur was done. People who are like animals can never attain devotion. Therefore, never take their suggestions. But do not let them know this directly or indirectly. So we should not follow. We have to give due respect to all jivas. Not only humans, everyone. But that does not mean that we will follow everyone. We have to follow only pure devotees. Not just anyone will say anything. Here Bhaktivedanta Thakur is saying that according to Shastra, if some human does not accept Dharma, he is not better than animal. It is the words of Bhagavan himself in Shastra. So here Bhaktivedanta Thakur, they are like animals. So why we should follow them? You should not follow their advices. We have to follow advice only from pure devotee. That will be beneficial for all. I had a special desire to preach the significance of such books as Srimad Bhagavatam, Sat Sandarbha, this is 6 Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami, There all Gauriya Siddhanta is there in Six Sandarbhas by Jiva Goswami. What Mahaprabhu Siddhanta is all there. The commentary to certain verses of Vedanta Sutra, of Upanishads, of Mahabharata, everywhere. Bhagavatam, all is mainly Bhagavatam conclusions there according to the view of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Vedanta Darshan. Vedanta Darshan means Vedanta Sutra. So Baladev Vidyabhushan, he wrote that commentary according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's explanation. So those who are Mayavadis, you can show them this is the real meaning of Vedanta. Even those of other four sampradayas, they were impressed by seeing this explanation by Baladev Vidyabhushan, because it is speaking about Braja Bhakti also, that which Mahaprabhu came to give from Vedanta Sutra. So this also should be preached. I had a desire to preach this. He wrote many articles on Vedanta Sutra also, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, and this Baladev Vidyabhushan commentary. Prabhupada also wrote one in English, Vedanta, it's morphology and ontology. You have to accept that responsibility. Bhaktivedanta Thakur wrote to him, you have to accept that responsibility. Sri Mayapur will prosper if you establish an educational institution there. Never make, that is MAT, or that also Bhaktivinoda Institute, that for secular and spiritual education, never make any effort to collect knowledge or money for your own enjoyment. Only to serve the Lord will you collect these things. Like Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, even if we go to read some books, devotional books, but we are not being told to do so by Guru. If we just want to read, to gather knowledge, to become proud, or to like this, or collecting money, so much money, we saw in history, much money is happening, but if it is misused, this knowledge or money, then that will be anti-devotional, you will fall from devotion. So always we have to serve under the guidance of pure devotee, whatever we are doing. Only to serve the Lord will you collect these things. This can be gathered knowledge, like study of Shastra, or collecting money for the service of Krishna, collecting also jivas for the service of Krishna. Everything is okay, but if it is for to be engaged in the service of Krishna, not for personal enjoyment. Like preacher, he needs some scriptural knowledge, otherwise he cannot remove the doubts or refute arguments of opposition. So if for this reason you gather knowledge of Shastra, then it is okay. That is why also Prabhupada, he made one book, Gauriya Kantahara, where he collected scriptural evidences like for different tattvas, like Guru Tattva. What are the scriptural evidences for Guru Tattva? For Vaishnava Tattva, for Gaur Tattva, Nam Tattva, Nityananda Tattva, all these verses, and all preachers, they would carry that book with them. So whenever any Harikatha or someone challenging, some debate something, they can immediately give evidence from Shastra. Otherwise, no one will accept. Emotionally, you can maybe convince some emotional people, but those who are learned, they will not accept unless you prove it by Shastra. So that book he published, so that preachers, they had to read and they had to use in preaching. Like, like I was asked, who is qualified to be guru yesterday? So then you have to give evidence from Shastra. You cannot just speculate something and say something emotional. He must be Indian, he must be like this. No, that is all emotional. You have to give evidence from Upanishad, Bhagavatam, everywhere. What is the quality of guru? Who can act as guru? Jiva Goswami gave elaborate in Bhaktisidhanta who can, and there are different levels of gurus also. Who can, and he gives evidences from Shastra and examples. Narad Goswami, Shukadev, all this. So it is not emotional something. You have to give evidence. Only to serve the Lord will you collect these things. Means knowledge and money and followers. Never engage in bad association, either for money or for some self-interest. There's never compromise. Like I will speak in this way to they will like, so then I can get advantage. No, always we have to satisfy Krishna. Signed Kedarnath Datta Bhakti Vinod. So this was direct written order of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to Prabhupada, and many times also in person he told, and on that meeting he sent him. So it was very clear that he is his successor. So after Bhaktivinoda Thakur disappeared, and Gorkishore Das Babaji also disappeared, Gorkishore Das Babaji also told him, you are the only one who can preach pure teaching of Mahaprabhu. Both gurus, they ordered him. But he was doing bhajan in Mayapur. Then one day he was thinking, how I will fulfill the desires of my guru to preach. I am incapable. And he was playing the pastime of being depressed. Then that night, he got a dream samadhi, Swapna samadhi. In dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with all his associates, Panchatattva, and also 6 Goswamis, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gorkishore Das Babaji, all came. They all appeared. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was directly speaking. You should start preaching. And Prabhupada said, how I can do? I'm not capable. I have no money, I have no people. Then Mahaprabhu said, you don't worry about this. We will send you everything. You just start. So in that way he got that empowerment, and those who were already before with Bimala Prasad, some early disciples, Prabhupada also already took some disciples during the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because one person in dream he got that he has to take shelter of Prabhupada. So he got Harinam already before. So they also noticed, those who were his followers before, they noticed that after that dream, Prabhupada was totally changed. He was glowing even more and was very determined. And then, you know, he took sannyas in 1918 from the photo of Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, because he could not find anyone of that standard as his guru. So he took sannyas. Yesterday I also told in that program that some people say Prabhupada made many inventions to Gauriya Vaishnavism. We don't accept this. We are accepting traditional Gauriya Vaishnavism. These are all some new inventions, but they don't know that everything what Prabhupada did is based on Shastra. They have no knowledge of Shastra, that is why they are saying like this. Already Jiva Goswami wrote about this, that in future some Mahajan will make this arrangement for those who are devotees to accept Brahmin threat because by chanting Harinam, they will remove that sin of that drawback of taking birth in other families, and then they are Brahmins and they can do worship as Brahmins do. Now there is no arrangement for this, so they will have to wait for next life. But Jiva Goswami is saying, but if in future some Mahajan will introduce this into society, that will be okay. So that was not invention, but it was application of Shastra and previous gurus according to necessity, time, place. Also why he took sannyas. There are all reasons for this. Today, no time to explain every point, but there is a reason why he took sannyas, which was not before in Gauriya Vaishnavism visible. Only Prabhupada Saraswati, he was Tridandi sannyasi. And why he gave Brahmin thread and to chant Brahma Gayatri, that was also not before. Though Jiva Goswami explained in Satsandarbhas clearly the meaning of Brahma Gayatri and in some other writings also. So why he did that? Then also why he introduced Guru Parampara in this way and why he made mats. There is all reason, and this is nothing innovation. It is all mentioned in Shastra. Only he applied because there was a necessity, because that was his duty, why he was sent to this world, to, out of compassion, Mahaprabhu, for all jivas, he made these arrangements and parikrama, deity worship, dioramas, printing press. Everything what he did was fully in accordance with pure teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shastra. Everything can be explained point by point. So he did that. Whatever Bhaktivinoda Thakur here instructed him, everything he did to the letter, perfectly. And the Gauriya Vaishnavism, which was in a very bad dignity, very bad prestige or dignity in that time India, all were hating. Gradually, by Prabhupada's pure character and pure explanation, pure preaching, that was restored to be a topmost spiritual understanding and practice which exists. He brought that to highest degree, to proper degree. All President of India, different educated persons, philosophers, other religious leaders, all they accepted Gauriya Mat. Gauriya Mat was topmost of all in India at that time. Even if there was some problem or some dispute or something, they would call Gauriya Mat to be a judge, what is right, what is wrong. Because they know Shastra and they have pure character. So Prabhupada did everything. You will find in his biography how he was in a short time. Everyone accepted pure devotion, and he opened 64 mats in India, also sent preachers to Europe, and he also wrote in his last article to Harmonist that already preaching is going on in Europe and UK, so why America should be left out? In America also there will be preaching. Already he predicted, because in future he empowered Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj to bring pure message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to America and all over the world. This is all by Mahaprabhu's power they are doing. Mahaprabhu's desire and power. So then Prabhupada, after preaching all over India and introducing all these mats and all these practices, when the time came in his last year, in his last Kartik Brata in 1936 in Puri, he wanted to hear Sri Rupa Manjari Pada every day. Srila Bhakti Vichar Jajavar Gosai Maharaj was singing every day for Prabhupada in the morning, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. I heard this from the recording of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And always he was repeating those verses of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami about Govardhan, you give me place near you, and also those prayers of Raghunath Das Goswami, I only want to be the dust particle of lotus feet of Rupa Goswami, that he was repeating, and he was warning that you should worship Krishna without deceitfulness. There is not much time left. So then after that Kartik, he came to Calcutta because some health problem was there, illness pastime. And that was, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told that they were calling many Ayurvedic doctors and allopathic and everything, and treatment was going on, but his health did not improve. So then slowly devotees start to gather there. And on 23rd December in 1936 at Gauriya Math Bhagwazar, Calcutta, Prabhupada gave his last message in front of his disciples. I'm reading the translation of our Gurudev from Bengali. I have given trouble to many persons, as I have been compelled to speak the undeceitful truth, and have urged persons to worship God, Sri Hari, sincerely without deceitfulness. Many persons may even have considered me to be their enemy, because he was opposing their anti-devotional activities of sense gratification in the name of Mahaprabhu. So they thought he's our enemy, he's destroying our business, he's destroying our... But that was not... He was destroying anarthas, not devotion. By inspiring them to be eagerly devoted to Sri Krishna sincerely, without ulterior desires and deceitfulness, they will someday be able to understand why I have given trouble to them. One day they will understand. It was mercy, not enmity. He wanted good for them. You are depriving yourself by keeping these non-devotional desires. That is depriving you of absolute bliss. So you give this up and sincerely worship Krishna. Out of compassion, he was saying. But they took it in, because false ego is there, he does not like. Then further Prabhupada said, all should propagate the teachings of Sri Rup and Raghunath with great enthusiasm. Our highest and ultimate goal of life is to become the holy dust particles of all the devoted successors of Srila Rupa Goswami. Our Guru Parampara is Rupanuga, those who are followers or successors of Rupa Goswami. So we want to be the servants of successors of Rupa Goswami. In his case, he was referring to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They are Rupanugas. All of you should remain intimately united with wholehearted allegiance to the grace incarnate form Gurudev, the absolute counterpart of the Supreme Lord, with the purpose of propitiating him, that is Krishna, who is identical with absolute undivided knowledge. Undivided knowledge here, our Gurudev explained, Prabhupada meant to say, Radha Krishna. You cannot divide them. All should live so by taking shelter of Gurudev. We should serve the transcendental senses of Radha Krishna. All should live in this most perishable world somehow within limited means, only for the object of worshipping Sri Hari. So in regard to your maintenance, somehow you maintain yourself. Our Gurudev explained, somehow and that with a view so that you can worship Sri Hari. Not for sense enjoyment, as we heard some days back in Bhagavatam verses. We should accept some suitable, whatever is possible, some maintenance for the sake of worshipping Sri Hari. Don't give up Hari Bhajan in spite of hundreds of calamities, hundreds of scoldings, and hundreds of harassments. Don't be disheartened to see that most of the conditioned souls of the world are not adoring the message of unadulterated, pure devotion to Sri Krishna. Sometimes we may think there are no people coming and others they're getting so many people, and then you are disheartened. No, you have to know this is prison house where conditioned souls, they want to enjoy this world. So you will not find many who, by getting enough Sukriti, will be interested in the service of Krishna. So if there are few, you should not be discouraged because of that. Don't give up hearing and chanting Krishna Katha. They are in minority only in this world, devotees. But if you cross this material world and you enter into spiritual world, there you will find unlimited devotees. If you then make a ratio, there are unlimitedly more devotees existing than there are conditioned souls, those who want to enjoy. So if you are after quantity also, you have to know, but you will not find them in this world. But they are existing there in that world, and if you are sincere, you can have contact with them also. Don't give up hearing and chanting Krishna Katha. That is the glories of Sri Krishna, his name, form, attributes, pastimes, which is the life and only wealth of a true devotee. Always chant Harinam, being humbler than a blade of grass and more forbearing than tree. We cherish the desire of dedicating this body, which is equal to an inert mass of matter, a product of the material energy of the Lord, for oblation, that is sacrifice, to Sankirtan Yagya of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his personal associates. So we want to offer this body in the Sankirtan Yagya. We will serve the Sankirtan Yagya of Mahaprabhu and his associates. We are not desirous of getting the worldly name and fame of becoming a renowned man of action, karma bir. That's like someone following Varnashram Dharma very perfectly, properly, and proud. No, we don't want that. Or a god of piety, dharma bir. No. But rather we want to be the dust of the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, his servant, which is our actual wealth and our be-all and end-all. The pure devotional channel of the flow of succession of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur will never be stopped. That Guru Parampara coming from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is of pure devotion, Guru Parampara. You will find many like Sampradayas, Guru Paramparas, but they are not preaching pure devotion. Like generation by generation, they are keeping this parampara, but not improving. Still, they are some impure devotion they are keeping. But what is coming from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that is pure devotional channel, and this will never be stopped. All of you should take the vow of propagating this pure devotional flow of thought with more earnestness and perseverance to fulfill the desire of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because it is Thakur Bhaktivinoda's desire that this pure devotion should be preached, because this is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is for the eternal benefit of jivas. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to spread this, And Prabhupada was spreading, and now he's telling to his successors that you will have to do this to fulfill the desire of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Amongst you, there are many deserving, proficient persons who are competent to do this. You see, this is very important line. Prabhupada saw that many of them are capable. That is why after the disappearance of Prabhupada, some say the quarrel started like that was only outwardly. The point was that many acharyas will come out from that lila, who will spread this in different institutions, in different places, and with different their followers. So in order to spread more, those things were going on because many were qualified. We see so many disciples of Prabhupada, they became acharyas after his disappearance, and they were very successful in preaching pure devotion. So we cannot say that they are offenders to Prabhupada. Otherwise that success is not possible. They made people give up sinful activities and engage them in this pure service of Krishna. So how you can say they are offenders? If their disciples became pure devotees, so you have to think. We pray repeatedly by holding grass between our teeth. We only want to be the dust particles of the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami in every birth. As long as we are in the grip of the shackles of non-eternal relations of this world prison house, there will be inevitably numerous inconveniences and difficulties, but we should neither be infatuated by these discomfitures, nor should we think that our object of life is only to endeavor to remove disadvantages. So in this world, these non-eternal relations always problems, because self-interest is there. Always, inevitably, there will be problem. So we should not be bewildered by that, infatuated, or think the goal of life is only to solve these problems in non-eternal relations. We will go to psychiatrists and that thing and this so that we can have enjoyment of these non-eternal relations. That is not the point of life. It is necessary for us to have a clear conception of what our objective will be during our very existence in this world, and how our eternal life will be after the removal of all the worldly drawbacks and difficulties. So clear conception, what is our objective while we are in this world, is to serve Krishna so that we can attain eternal life. So while staying, our target is sadhana bhakti. We have to serve Krishna so we can attain bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. And we should also think what our eternal life will be after the removal of all worldly drawbacks and difficulties. That is the point of human life, not like enjoying non-eternal relations and solving the problems of reaction to enjoying non-eternal relations. That is not what we got human life for. Human life is meant to come out from this to attain eternal life, but we cannot attain eternal life just by dying. But we have to do bhajan in this life. Then after giving up body, we can attain eternal life in Lila. It is also expedient that we should have a solution for whatever problems we face in this world in regard to attraction and repulsion. That is to say, whatever we want and whatever we do not want. Krishna says in Gita that raga, dvesha, these dualities. And everyone has their own personal dislikings and dislikings, so we are always troubled by this. We want to avoid what is not pleasing to us. We want to get what is attractive to us. Always we are in that pressure. So Prabhupada here says, this is the problem, so we should have a solution for it. as much as we shall remain aloof from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, is away from him, from his service, as much will be the grip of worldly attractions and repulsions. So only solution is we have to dedicate ourselves to the service of Krishna. Then by his grace we can rise above these worldly attractions and repulsions and the problems associated with it. Inevitable problems. And you can never solve those problems permanently by remaining in false ego and that enjoying spirit. I will enjoy, and then reaction comes, then we try to fix that reaction. This is not what life is meant for. We can realize the transcendental sweetness of the loving service of Sri Krishna when we are eligible to perform chanting of the transcendental holy name Sri Krishna that is beyond the domain of worldly attraction and repulsions. Means actual transcendental taste of loving service of Krishna one can get, one can feel only when he comes above this mundane energy. Those who have anarthas, and there is no real taste actually. We may enjoy kirtan, we may enjoy prasad, but that is not real taste of service of Krishna. That is only on Ruchi platform when there are no other desires and you are beyond this worldly material energy. Then you can get that actual transcendental taste, and from there is no fall down, because you already got higher taste. That is why yesterday also, because I was asked, what are the qualifications of Guru? In Bhagavatam, that verse is that Tasmat Gurum Prapadeta Jigyasa Shreutamam Shavde Parechanishnatam Brahmani Upasamashrayam. Guru, you should ask about eternal welfare, and also he must be expert in Shastra and in devotion to Krishna, and Upasamashrayam. He must not be controlled by lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, envy, malice. All this should not be under control. That is the proof that he got realization of Bhagavan. Otherwise he cannot be Guru. Because one who got realization of Bhagavan, he has higher taste now. Based on that higher taste, he has no attraction for these worldly things. So no kama, krodha, logo is not happening. So unless one is himself liberated soul, how he can liberate others? How he can help liberate others? He must be liberated soul. So there are 3 levels of liberated souls. Jiva Goswami mentioned in Bhaktisidhanta. Those whose eyes are fully fixed on the service of Krishna, they did not yet fully clear all those samskaras and karma, but it is not obstructing their devotion. It is like a seed which does not sprout. Seed is there, it is true, but there is no sprout because he is always engaged in the service of Krishna. And gradually he will also destroy all the seeds also. So this first level of Guru, whose eyes are fixed in spiritual world, but 2 feet here, as Sridhar Maharaj told, he is beginner Madhyamadikari. First stage of Madhyamadikari, but he can act as Guru. He can serve as Guru. Sridhar Maharaj explained, 2 feet in this world, but his eyes are fully fixed on spiritual world. And he's working for attaining that. Jiva Goswami said, this is Murchita Kashaya. Devotee. That is, example is Narad Goswami before he attained final realization of his spiritual body. We heard in Bhagavatam, he did bhajan, got darshan of Krishna. Then Krishna disappeared. Narad tried again, but could not get. Then Krishna's voice appeared. I gave you this darshan to encourage you, but now you are not yet fully pure, so you cannot see me. But go on doing bhajan and you will attain me. So now, because he got that darshan, Narad Goswami was not engaged in anything else other than sadhana to attain Krishna. So because he is fully fixed in that nishtha, I want to attain this. He can also inspire and guide others. But if I myself am weak, I'm not sure whether this Krishna Bhakti is good or not. People are enjoying, and but I'm here restricted. You yourself are struggling. How you will lead others? And the weakness, I may think I'm okay when I'm in some like place alone, but if you come in contact with sense objects, then immediately that desire will come to enjoy. So, but Narad Goswami was fixed. Then next level of Madhyamadikari is middle level. The example is like Shukadev Goswami. He already cleared all samskaras, seeds, everything. He had no attraction, nothing. But he was attracted to Krishna Lila. So he was sent to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj surrendered to Supreme Lord. I don't know what is my duty now. I'm surrendering to you. You show me what is the right path. Immediately Shukadeva Goswami was sent. He's a guru. This is described by Gurudev, by Sridhar Maharaj. 1 feet in this world and 1 feet already in transcendental world. And he can guide jivas to there. And topmost guru appearing in this world is one who got, so this Shukadeva Goswami's Nirduta Kashaya, fully destroyed that Kashaya. And topmost guru is Bhagavat Parshad Deho Prapt, one who already fully attained transcendental body of eternal associate of Krishna. One example may be like when Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari appears in this world and is Rupa Goswami. So he is already Nitya Siddha and only appearing in this world. Sridhar Maharaj told 2 feet in spiritual world, but extending 1 leg to this world to give mercy to conditioned souls. And another example is Nayan Muni Manjari. Today we are hearing about him. Nayan Muni Manjari in Krishna Lila became Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is like that. They are Nitya Siddhas, they were never bound, but they come to this world to preach. And another is that someone by sadhana got Swarup Siddhi and then attained Vastu Siddhi, like Narad Goswami in Bhagavatam. He got that body and he became Parshad of Krishna. Then if he appears again in this world, he is the topmost guru. Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, I heard about some Vaishnavas, Babajis in Vrindavan, that so many people saying they are perfected souls. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj, already he was with Prabhupada, observing him and serving him everything. So he said, I wanted to see about those other Vaishnavas. So he went to one who was at that time considered as the topmost of all Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. He said, I went to him, I stayed with him for a few days, I closely observed him, his all actions and behavior and everything. And Sridhar Maharaj said, I could see he's very sincere sadhaka. He's doing according to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami's instruction, he's doing everything properly. He's doing practicing, But what difference I noticed was this devotee, he was doing everything properly, all sadhana, everything following, to attain realization, to attain eternal service in Lila. But in Prabhupada I saw, he came from that abode, descended here with some mission. It's not sadhaka to want to attain. Already he's accomplished. He appeared in this world to bestow that. That difference he saw. Unbiasedly I observed, and I could come to such conclusions. So these are topmost gurus who descend in this world by the will of Krishna to rescue fallen souls. But we should not be picky, like I want such guru. No. Parikshit Maharaj, he surrendered to Bhagavan, Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna sent him Shukadev Goswami, who is considered as not topmost guru of these three kinds. So Parikshit Maharaj will say, no, I don't want such guru. He's not highest guru. Then we are foolish. We want some other desires. We want name and fame. I have topmost guru. We don't want eternal welfare. If I wanted service of Krishna, then I would accept the mercy of Krishna when it comes to give me service of him. So if there are other ulterior desires, then one cannot come in contact with a real guru. So we should see Guru Tattva arrangement of Krishna in this world. It is not that all will get Bhagavad Parshad Deho Prapt Guru. But that does not mean that they are deprived of anything. Krishna's mercy is coming through all these three. They are all capable of guiding you. So those who are sincere will get. So here Prabhupada is telling that only those who have attained that transcendental platform, they can get the taste of service of Krishna proper, and they will not fall down. That is why bona fide guru must be liberated soul, must attain that taste, so that he can guide others, and others will want some other things. If guru himself is weak, he will want to fulfill those desires. He will not be strong enough to say, no, that is not good. Only service of Krishna is good. We see many gurus, they are fulfilling material desires of their disciples in order to keep them. That is not proper guru. So only one who attained some level of realization of Bhagavan, according to Shastra, guru must have knowledge of Shastra and also some realization of Bhagavan. Of course, there is no end to a realization. So these three levels of realizations are given by Jiva Goswami that are sufficient for someone to serve as a guru. Kanishta Adhikari, he may also have some glimpses of realizations, some happy moments, some nectar drops or something to encourage him. But that does not mean that he attained the stage necessary for guiding others. Many, they want, yeah, I will be guru, but they fell down. If you are not proper about your own position, where you are and how you should act. Our Gurudev also played this pastime. When his pranam mantra was wrote by one devotee, Srila Bhakti Ujjal Muni Maharaj, there he wrote, Bhakta Seva Akankshinam. Our Gurudev is always desirous of serving devotees. When Gurudev read this, he added one word, Bhakta Seva Anu Kankshinam. Anu, word he added there, signifying Anugatya. Is following superior or pure devotee. So Gurudev explained, I am having desire or I'm serving devotees under the guidance of my Gurudev, or by his grace, because Parang Gurudev, he gave him this service of being Acharya. Gurudev saw this as Gurudev gave me the service of all Vaishnavas, not only of one mat, our branch, but because I will be Acharya of mat, I will have to serve all devotees of all branches. That is the trick of my Guru, to rescue me. He gave me, I will have to serve all Vaishnavas. I will have to go from one place to another and serve all Vaishnavas to rescue me. So Gurudev said, Bhakta Sevanu Kankshinam. Under the guidance of my Guru in Anugatya, I am doing service of Vaishnavas. By his grace. So Gurudev also always never was considering I am Guru. I am servant. So they can do this. Those who have such realization. So at least this type of realization of Nishta stage, one must have beyond anarthas. Otherwise, difficulty will be there. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj also gave one example that we can apply to Srila Sai Maharaj and his disciples. He said that sometimes when there is war, then anyone will be taken in because manpower is necessary. Or like in case of Sai Maharaj, what was available and sent by Krishna, so he had to do. So he gave one example, like Napoleon, he was so good general that he was in different battles engaged. So one battle was there. So he came back to France and he collected many men, and they were not trained soldiers and like this. No. But he collected because it was necessary for that battle. But because he was so good general, even with those less qualified men, he could win that war because of his power. Like that, if there is some empowered acharya, he may engage others, though they may not be fully qualified, but he may engage because of his power. It will go on. But when that power is withdrawn, then you cannot do anything without general. So in that way, Sridhar Maharaj saw that sometimes it is necessary, but if those who are unqualified or not fully qualified, if they follow the directions of Guru, even after his disappearance, then there will be no problem. But if we deviate, then there will be problem. Sai Maharaj gave them, yes, you should be gurus. But he also gave them instructions to take shelter of Sridhar Maharaj and others, to take their guidance, consultation, all this. And this was the problem. Deviating from their guru's instruction, then you lose. Some did not lose, but some lost due to this deviation. And others learned from their example also. So Guru may have not fully qualified disciples and he may engage them in such service, everything. And after his disappearance also, he will give guidance. If we can keep that, then we will be helped. But immediately when we deviate, either during the time of Gurudev or after his disappearance, we will lose. This deviation is the problem. Because someone, as in Manu Sanhita, our Gurudev quoted, who can be Guru? Yesterday also I told them. In Manu Sanhita, that verse is there. One who has little or much Vedic knowledge and gives either little or much Vedic knowledge, he can be guru. Because something is better than nothing. These conditioned souls, they are totally in Maya, they don't know what is what. But he at least got some knowledge, he got some, maybe some realization, something. So that is also helpful to others. So he can do leading. But if he himself does not develop further, only he thinks now I'm topmost, I'm everything like this and leading, then there will be problem. So in this way here Prabhupada is telling we can attain taste on transcendental platform. Krishna Katha apparently seems startling and perplexing. All so-called human beings are struggling more or less, knowingly or unknowingly, to eliminate obstacles causing hindrance to our realization of eternal object. All human beings, they want to be happy, but their action is not right. But they all want to be happy, they want to remove obstacles. So our only necessity is to have access into the blissful transcendental abode, transcending all feelings of conflict. In this world, always there will be conflict. So we cannot have any solution. It is impossible. Only when you come out from false ego and attain your real ego and attain blissful transcendental abode, then you will get that eternal objective. It will not be by keeping this worldly ego, which is the cause of all conflicts. We have no attachment or detachment to anybody in this world. All arrangements in this world are momentary. Here Prabhupada is telling not only they are temporary, they are momentary, very quickly it is. So why you should be attached? Or even we are not detached. We see everything in relation to Krishna and engage in his service. It is essential for everybody to get the highest objective, absolute bliss. This is essential for everyone. Let all of you be blessed by getting the service of the original absolute counterpart, grace incarnate form of the Supreme Lord, by means of the attributes of one-pointed devotion and concord. Original absolute counterpart of Supreme Lord is Radharani. So all of you be blessed to get the service of Radharani. Let the holy stream of the sacred devotional thought of the associates of Srila Rupa Goswami continue to flow uninterruptedly. We should never be indifferent under any circumstances to Sri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya, which can bestow sevenfold principal attainments. Those Chetodarpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavana, 7. Cleaning of the heart. Srila Sridhar Maharaj explained, by Nishkama Karma Yoga, prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, one will purify his heart. And by Jnana, after that purification of heart, he will become eligible for Jnana. By Jnana, he will get liberation. By devotion, he will get service of Supreme Lord. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, there is no need to do Nishkama Karma Yoga and Jnana. Devotee automatically, by engaging in the service of Krishna, he will get that as a side effect. Haridas Thakur also said. So here he explained Chetodarpana Marjanam. This effect of Harinam Sankirtan is the same as that effect of purification of heart by that following Varna, Ashram, Dharma, that Nishkama Karma Yoga, everything. And Bhava Mahadabhagni Nirvapanam, you will extinguish the forest fire of this worldly existence. You will be liberated. That is Jnana, you will get by Harinam. No need to separately do. By pure Harinam, by sincere Harinam, when you will do, these effects are automatic. Cheto, Darpana, Marjana, and liberation, Bhava Maha. Then also eternal welfare will come. Shreya Koerva Chandrika Vitaranam. So no need that gradual procedure. That is also possible, that as Sridhar Maharaj told, constitutional way. But there is also a revolutionary way, direct. That is given by Krishna to Arjuna also. Sarva dharma parityaja, mamekam sharanam. You come to me. That we can get by sadhu sangha, direct devotion to Krishna, and all other results are automatic also. So Prabhupada here says, there we should never be indifferent under any circumstances to Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya. We should not neglect Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya, which can bestow sevenfold principal attainments, means all attainments. Yes, now he will say, when there will be manifest increasing devout devotion to Sankirtan, we will achieve all attainments. Nothing more to be achieved. And by karma, jnana, yoga, you cannot achieve what you will achieve by Sankirtan. Let all of you propagate the teachings of Sri Rupa Raghunath with great enthusiasm and undaunted spirit, taking absolute shelter of the personal associates of Sri Rupa Goswami. Yes, great enthusiasm, undaunted, that is without any fear. How this will happen, this great enthusiasm and no fear? By taking absolute shelter of the personal associates of Rupa Goswami. By Guru Parampara. Like all Prabhupada's disciples, they experienced this. When Prabhupada was here, they had no fear. They went to meet anyone. Any scholar, any president, any governor, any whoever he is. They had no any fear. And they were winning everywhere. Why? Because power of Prabhupada is there, personal associate of Rupa Goswami. They were all successful everywhere they went. Because that power. So our Gurudev told, he heard from some disciples of Prabhupada, but after Prabhupada disappeared, then we lost that strength. We felt there is no strength. Then Gurudev explained, because Prabhupada disappeared, but those who will surrender to Guru sincerely after his disappearance, they will again get that strength to the degree of their surrender. But first it was shown, this is not your strength. It is Gurudev's strength. So this first has to be shown. It is his strength. Then those who are sincere will surrender, and to the degree of their surrender they will receive, because Guru is eternal. But at that time he appeared and he had a certain mission to fulfill, so they were used for that mission as instruments. So no problem, like in Sai Maharaj's case also. But when that is withdrawn, then you are without that special grace. But if you surrender, you will get. That is the test, one test also, and some teaching also. What is Guru's strength, and who are you, and what you have to do. You have to surrender to Guru. Then you will be benefited, and you can also, one second, you can also benefit others. Then after Prabhupada spoke this last message, he also gave some instruction how mission should go on after his disappearance, that GBC body, how it should be formed, and he named some persons also. And then on this one day before, he requested Srila Sridhar Maharaj to sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada in the morning. And Sridhar Maharaj was hesitant to sing because he was never doing kirtan much in the mat. Then another devotee engaged one good singer to sing. Then Prabhupada said, no, I don't want to hear nice voice and nice melody. I want to hear realization. So I want Sridhar Maharaj to sing this song. So Sridhar Maharaj had to sing. And then also Naveen Krishna Bidya Alankar had to sing Tu Hudaya Sagara Tarayita Prani. Prabhupada playing the pastime of not having attained taste of Harinam. That is to show by example that we should not think we have become perfect. And another sense is that we can never be proud because that is unlimited reality. So no one has that pride, I have attained something. Shirupa Manjari Pada means all what I'm doing is only to attain those lotus feet, the service of those lotus feet. I want to get perfection by getting the service of those lotus feet. And in this song, I have no taste for Harinam, though we can practically see that he inspired whole world to chant Harinam. How is this possible? If someone has desire to chant Harinam, he can inspire others. He inspired whole world to chant Harinam. And he's saying, I have no desire to chant Harinam. That we have to understand both. Then you will understand that he's from why, means on what platform he is. That Harinam is unlimited. I have no attraction, so much mercy. So like Rupa Goswami and others, they said that extreme humbleness when they are in contact with Supreme Lord and his personal associates. Then Srila Sridhar Maharaj told that there was some 3 times, like at 5:32 or something, there was, because Sridhar Maharaj told, we were 24 hours doing seva of Prabhupada, during night, staying at his bed. So he said my seva was, I think, from 2 to 4. So the next one came, and then that brahmachari came out and said Prabhupada left, and he explained that there were like 3 times like slight hiccup, like some movement like this, and then he left this world, and it was like 5:32 something, because all the clocks in the mat, they stopped at that exact time, did not move further. Means now Gauriya Mat is the energy who was Gauriya Mat left. It is stopped. Those who will surrender, they can get. But from his side, he left. All clocks in the mat, miraculously. Nothing is miracle for Krishna and his associates. For us, it seems like. So that clock in his Bhajan Kutir is still remaining in that. I saw it in his Bhajan Kutir in Bhagwazar Gauriya Mat, that bed from where he disappeared, that clock is still in that exact time when he left this world. Then they took his transcendental form to Mayapur Dham, and they made Samadhi there. Srila Sridhar Maharaj again had to sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, they all requested, and they did Parikrama, and then they took Prasad, and then they came back to Kolkata to follow the instructions of Prabhupada. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj also requested at that time, during Samadhi, that part of last song in his Chaitanya Charitamrita's commentary, because Prabhupada started Chaitanya Charitamrita commentary during the time of Bhaktisidhanta Thakur, and he showed him what he made, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very happy, fully happy. So it was only like 1 year after Bhaktivinoda Thakur disappeared that Prabhupada finished that commentary, but he expressed one song at the end that now this Chaitanya Charitamrita is commentary is finished by the grace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but to whom that with whom I can share that joy now in separation grief from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He wrote that song, and there he also revealed some his own realization that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's most intimate associate is Gadadhar Pandit in Krishna Lila Radharani, and his personal secretary Swarup Damodar Goswami in Krishna Lila Lalita Sakhi. So Prabhupada there wrote that they again appeared here in Navadip. Gadadhar appeared as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Radharani, and Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, that Swarup Damodar Lalita appeared as Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. But you should not say this anywhere and everywhere, because people cannot understand this. Like in Jaiva Dharma, when Bijay Kumar and Brajanath, they were doing Vaidhi Bhakti, and they purified their heart, and they entered into Raganuga Bhakti, and they had each specific taste, particular taste for serving of Krishna, one in Madhurja Rasa, follower of Lalita Sakhi, another in Priyanarma Sakha Rasa, following Subal Sakha. So after Guru gave them separately instructions how they should develop that bhav. Then after that, the Bijay Kumar saw his Guru as a representation of Lalita Sakhi. And Brajanath saw same Guru as a representation of Subal Sakha, because that is transparent medium to that person associate. So Prabhupada saw Gadadhar again came as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Swarup Damodar again came as Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He got that realization. And Sridhar Maharaj had the capacity to appreciate this realization of Prabhupada. Means he's on that level, otherwise you cannot appreciate. You cannot even understand what to speak of appreciate. So he appreciated, so he requested that should also be read there, because it was very dear to Prabhupada, that last song he wrote in Chaitanya Charitamrita commentary. So then it was written in newspaper that Acharya of Gauriya Math disappeared, and darkness again came. It was in magazine, in Gauriya magazine, also in general newspaper. And it was also written by his disciples who realized that why Prabhupada entered at that time into Nitya Lila, because at that time Radha and Krishna on their bed of roses in Nikunja, that they are embraced very tightly at that time. Because of that so tight embrace, they are like one form. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna combined. So Prabhupada, he was sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Radharani. Radharani sent Nayan Muni Manjari. Our Gurudev told, I heard from him. Radharani sent Nayan Muni Manjari because she is fit to preach. Before we heard 3 levels of gurus. So this is that topmost Bhagavat Parshad. Radharani sent out of compassion for us. That is why Prabhupada, out of compassion, when some disciples, without taking his permission, they went to Radhakund to do bhajan in lonely place. Prabhupada wrote in that song, "Oh my mind, what you did. You are leaving the personal associate of Radharani and going to do bhajan in secluded place. Why you are cheating yourself?" Here, Nayan Muni Manjari, personal associate Radharani, coming and engaging you in the service of Krishna purely, without taking permission of Guru. You want to do some bhajan in secluded place in Radha Kund like this. That is all cheating. You will deprive yourself of the service. If you are not following your Guru's instruction here, now, in this world, then how you will do it in Lila? In Lila also you have to serve Radha Krishna under the guidance of Guru. So if you gave up guidance of Guru, then that bhajan is only imagination, nothing of spiritual, nothing. There he revealed, you are giving up the personal associate of Radha, Radha Nijo John Charya. You gave up and went to do that. That is why Prabhupada told, Shri Daita Das Kirtana Das Kora Uchai Sare Harinam Rab Kirtana Prabhave Smarana Hoive Sei Kale Nirjan Bhajan Sambhav. Shri Daita Das means Prabhupada always wants loud kirtan from the core of heart, without offenses. By the power of that kirtan, when smaranam, that revelation of Krishna Lila and your own swarup and everything will come automatically, not by imagination or artificial remembrance, but automatically it will be revealed by the power of pure kirtan, which Prabhupada is engaging them in, all his disciples. When by the power of that kirtan, this will be automatic and genuine, real thing. Then you can remain in secluded place and do bhajan, because at that time you will always be in lila with all associates, unlimited associates, but not before that. That is dangerous, especially not without taking permission from Guru, without taking blessing of Guru, without taking instruction. Our Gurudev also told that is for elevated souls. If Guru does not give permission for you to do bhajan in secluded place, then you should not do this. It will not be beneficial. You have to remain in association of devotees and do congregational bhajan. That will be more helpful to you on this stage. Otherwise you will lose. So, Prabhupada, though he disappeared, but his disciples, those who were surrendered to him, they carried on this pure devotional channel of highest Rupanuga Bhakti, that is the service of Rupa Manjari. They carried on and they spread all over the world So it is by Prabhupada's grace, who is Gaura Shakti Swarupa, that is by the grace of Mahaprabhu, we also came in contact, and we should surrender to, as Prabhupada here says, you should surrender to Rupanuga, personal associate of Rupa Goswami. Then, by his grace, you will get that enthusiasm for Sankirtan and fearlessness and determination, everything we can get by the grace of Guru. So we have to submit and then follow Gurudev's instruction. Then we can get all attainments. Ultimate attainment is, Prabhupada repeatedly was telling, we want to be dust particles of Rupa Goswami. We want to be his servant. In Rupa Manjari Seva, this is where Prabhupada is coming from. In Radhakunda, north side of Radhakunda, where first expansion of Radharani is staying there, Lalita Sakhi, in her own grove, Lalita Kunja, there Rupa Manjari is assistant of Lalita Sakhi. And there, Kamala Manjari, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and 9 Moni Manjari, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they are under the guidance of Rupa Manjari, serving Radharani. So from there they descended and they want to take us there. But we have to follow, then we can get. So today is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance anniversary. I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir in Sri Mayapur Dham and bowing down to his lotus feet and pray for his causeless mercy. Once I was in Mayapur, it was my birthday, and I went to Prabhupada, to Chaitanya Mat, his Samadhi Mandir, to pray for his grace. So I came, I bowed down to him, and I prayed, Prabhupada, I pray for pure devotion to Krishna. Then from Prabhupada it came, this is the only thing I am giving. Nothing else I am giving. This is the only thing I am giving. For this I came. Like as if you could ask for this. No. This is the only thing I am giving. I am not giving anything else. So we should not come to sadhu with some other desire. And one who is a real sadhu, he will never fulfill other desires. Only his desire is that you accept Krishna Bhakti, pure Bhakti. Then I was satisfied. That message came, this is the only thing I am giving. So such is Prabhupada, real Guru, real devotee, 9 Moni Manjari. We should not forget. Our Gurudev said, those who have anything against Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, they will not get anything. Because he's coming from Goloka. If you want to enter into Goloka, then you will have to adjust with Prabhupada there. He has 9 Muni Manjari. So if you have anything against him, how you can get anything in Goloka? He's at the lotus feet of Radharani. So you cannot enter Golok Vrindavan having something against Prabhupada. It's impossible. So I pray to Gurudev to bestow devotion to Prabhupada. So now everyone's saying Happy New Year, all this. But how happiness will come? Here if we follow these last instructions of Prabhupada, then we can expect to be happy. He said, it is essential for everyone to get absolute bliss. How this bliss we can get, how we can be happy? No one can be happy by money, by non-eternal relations, all this. For everyone, it is essential to get this absolute bliss. That is only in the service of Krishna. So saying Happy New Year is empty thing. Unless someone really wishes service of Krishna. So here Prabhupada is requesting us, instructing us to do service of Krishna, taking shelter of personal associates of Rupa Goswami. Then we can be really happy, eternally. So tomorrow we will hear about Upadeshamrita's second and third verse, those essays by Bhaktisidhanta Thakur. Bhaktisidhanta Thakur, Prabhupada, they are both Rupanugas, followers of Rupa Goswami, of Rupa Manjari. That is why they are instructing us, you should go through Upadeshamrita, written by Rupa Goswami. They do not neglect this scripture. Sahajiyas, they don't like this scripture because it is speaking about restricting certain things and giving up certain things. So they are afraid of Upadeshamrita, Sahajiyas. They think it is like Yamaraj. But only reading Upadeshamrita, that is also not enough. We have to apply that in our life. Then we can be benefited, getting eternal welfare. So we'll start that tomorrow.